Real estate in Dubai sounds sweet, inviting, and is certainly associated with luxury. What is the mystery of Dubai? Why are the richest people rushing to invest in the desert? What are the prices of real estate in Dubai? How and how much you can earn on it? I will try to answer these and other questions in this video. My name is Lera Nay. Let's start.
I have been living in Dubai since July 2010. I came here right after university. I graduated from a linguistic university. My first language was English, my second was Arabic. There were about 65% of the buildings that exist now. There was about 65% of the infrastructure that exists now. To begin with, it was sand in the beginning, desert and sand. It was built quite chaotically and was built without any such unified plan. But now the concept is changing. General developers receive whole pieces of land that are built up as mini districts.
A few numbers. In the first half of 2022, more than 43,200 real estate transactions were completed. This is 71% of the total volume for the entire 21 years. The total amount of transactions reached $31.3 billion. For comparison, in neighboring Abu Dhabi, the total volume of all transactions over the same period was only $6 billion. Also, in June 2022, a record average price per square meter of $3,341 was recorded. This month was the most successful since the 2008 crisis. The average price for an apartment reached $326,700. But it wasn't always like that. Up until the middle of the 20th century, people in Dubai earned their living by fishing, boat construction, and pearl mining, until they learned to grow pearls artificially in Japan. Local residents began to lack money for existence. Most were uneducated. In order to somehow support the economy, it was decided to make Dubai a re-export center, to reduce taxation and develop trade. And in 1966, there was that very turning point in the history of the emirate. During the construction of collector networks, oil was found in Dubai, and the government of Sheikh Al Maktoum managed to competently invest the proceeds from the sale of black gold in the infrastructure of the city, building an economy independent of the extraction of raw materials and further developing a free trade zone. Write in the comments your ideas about Dubai. What do you know about this region, and what do you think is the secret of the success of the emirate? Dubai's real estate market is about 20 years old. The starting date is considered to be 2002. The Emir of Dubai, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, announced the possibility of buying real estate by foreigners in special free zones. Until 2008, the market was steadily growing. The average price of an apartment reached $375,000. But the crisis of 2008 threw the market noticeably back.
First of all, speaking about Dubai real estate, I will say that this is such an 18-year-old teenager. Now again, I say we are still 20% below the peak that we had in 2014 in terms of prices. Therefore, here is an index of overvaluation of real estate. In 2021, it was released by the Swiss company UBS. These are Swiss banks. They compared very many of the largest financial centers of cities: New York, Singapore, London, Shanghai. Dubai was the only city that was undervalued. That is, there is no bubble in the market, yes. And what is happening now, it's clear that there is a huge influx of investments now. Moreover, it did not begin on February 23, 2022. It began even before the expo, when people knowing that the expo would happen were already starting to pump money here.
According to the financial publication Bloomberg, in 2021, the cost of housing in the Emirate increased from 6 to 20% and continues to increase. By the end of 2022, housing will increase in price, presumably by another 3%, next year by another 2.5%.
The project is being launched, they are building floors. For some, this causes shock. The day before yesterday, we had a client who wanted to buy 2 apartments. While the first one was being processed, the second one was already bought by someone else. Didn't pay the reservation. That is, while he was making out, the second one was already bought. Because people come right away with a check. I'm buying. It happens in different ways. Or through a cryptocurrency. By the way, we have developers who officially accept cryptocurrency on their wallets.
Did you know that if you have only $30,000, you can start investing in real estate in Dubai and under certain conditions get a good profit of 40% per annum? This is not a joke and not an advertisement. These are real opportunities that Dubai offers to its investors. That's why the most successful people in the world buy real estate in Dubai. It's all about the competent policy of the Emirate government, minimum taxes, and of course, thanks to an interest-free installment plan from the developer for the purchase of the object, with a down payment of only 20 or even 10%. Non-residents can also use this installment plan. So you decided to invest in the city of the future, Dubai. What do you need for this? The first, you need a reliable project from a good developer, which will be completed safely. Although in case of force majeure, after 2008, Dubai has a system of escrow accounts. The developer will not receive your money until he hands over the object. You know, it is absolutely not profitable for developers to freeze an object. It is profitable for him to finish it and get his money. Second, choose the best of the offers with partial and full furniture. For example, this apartment is 1 bedroom, 75 square meters from a reliable developer. The apartment has 2 full bathrooms with German plumbing. It is fully furnished. You will only need to buy a sofa, a bed, and a TV. The kitchen is equipped with Miele appliances. The headset itself is ergonomically designed. The built-in air conditioning system and the service itself is already included in the service. Usually they pay for it separately in the Emirates. And here you will be able to save significantly on maintenance. Parking, swimming pool, gym, barbecue area, all this is at your disposal. The residential complex itself is located in the green area of GVC. This is a trendy area with a rich infrastructure. The beach is only 15 minutes by car, 20 minutes to Dubai Mall and Burj Khalifa. Let me remind you, this is a 1-bedroom apartment. There are also studios, a great option for life and for rent. The cost of such an apartment is 900,000 dirhams, which allows you to immediately get a residence for 3 years. And when you buy for an amount of 2 million dirhams, you get a golden visa for 10 years with the right to extend. Citizenship, as you know, is not given in the Emirates, but who knows, legislation is constantly progressing. Fourth, you don't have to come to Dubai to make a deal. A competent broker will take care of everything. He will conduct a showroom tour, organize a meeting with the developer, go to the facility to demonstrate the readiness stage. And by the way, you can even pay for these apartments with cryptocurrency. Fifth, you need that very competent broker. Everything is simple here. I will give you a broker verified by me personally. Through him, I remotely executed 2 of my deals. And by the way, he will teach you how to extract maximum profit from this investment. All contacts I will leave in the description to the video. Don't miss this opportunity.
What is Dubai's unique offer? The fact that many developers now offer installments, you can, after buying a property and receiving the keys, pay the cost of this property for another 3 years. That is, it's like an installment plan from the developer. That is, you do not need to go to the bank. You do not need to take out a loan. If, for example, you do not have a residence permit, you are not a resident of the Emirates, you can buy such a property which will be completed in conditionally 2 years, and you will be given the keys, and after the completion of construction for 2 or 3 years, you will be able to pay an equal amount in equal parts, say every quarter, money in favor of the developer. This is something new. This appeared about 2 or 3 years ago and is very popular now. By the way, Dubai as a whole is rebuilding its concept from an ultra-rich, some kind of inaccessible city to a more accessible city, because they understand that the main part of the population is still people who do not have $1 million in their account, but who would like to live in this city, would like to work here, raise children, and so on. Therefore, they're now shifting the focus towards housing, which is more affordable for ordinary people.
When buying a property, half of the success is, of course, an experienced, reliable developer. And if you probably know such people in your country, in your city, then in Dubai, of course, you still have to navigate. The largest ones who have survived more than one crisis here are Emaar, Nakheel, Damak, Dayar, Omniat, Shoba. Ellington Properties is highly appreciated for the quality of the finish.
There is no tax on income, on personal income, on dividends. There are no property taxes. There is a 5% fee, which is considered administrative fees. This is not a tax. It's not paid to the tax service. It's paid for changing the register of owners. And there is no capital gains tax. Therefore, it's a very comfortable country, which attracts a lot of well-off, wealthy people precisely to optimize the tax burden. That's why a lot of crypto traders are moving here now, among other things. They buy real estate. We have such interesting guys who made a fortune in mining, someone in trading, and bought real estate for themselves because they decided to fix virtual assets in real concrete, which we now rent out, manage and generate back to them this flow of money, which they have here already on their personal accounts in the Emirates. The Emirates have also taken this direction to become number one in the crypto industry, the blockchain business. By the way, in the Dubai Land Department, all certificates of ownership are issued on the blockchain. You need to check the documents that they are not fake. We need to go check. And now you have downloaded the official application of the Land Department, pointed to the certificate of ownership, scanned, the data came out to you about who is the owner, what kind of real estate it is.
The absence of income taxes, transparency of transactions, and security is not a complete list of reasons why investors from all over the world love Dubai so much.
By the way, I will briefly say that Dubai made a lot of correct conclusions about investor protection after 2008, very much. And now, for example, if earlier a developer could sell real estate by renting land and simply drawing renderings and selling real estate, then it was in 2008-2009. Now it must necessarily be real estate owned by the developer. The developer must have all the money stored in an escrow account. Old investors transferred money only to an escrow account. The Land Department controls the deadlines for the completion of the construction stage and, based on when the construction phase is completed, so to speak, unfreezes this money for the next stage of construction. That is, a lot of such protective mechanisms were developed precisely after these events of 2008-2009. There is a rating like this. It's published by the well-known Knight Frank Real Estate Company. Dubai is in the top 5 in this ranking for the cost of elite square meter luxury real estate housing in the world. This is the first reason. The second reason is that the rental yield of real estate for an investor is twice as high as, for example, in New York, London, Singapore.
In which segment it is important?
This is an average plus in this segment. That is, you have an average income of 7-8% net per year of the value of real estate. That's a lot. If we talk about it somewhere in Europe, it's a lot for people. That is, they're used to, let's say London, they're used to 2-3%. We have such percentages showing villas, for example, on the Palm. To further increase profitability, we can rent these apartments for daily rent. Then it can go up to 10%. The third reason is a residence permit. The fourth reason is the absence of taxes. That is, you can buy real estate, get a residence permit for yourself, for your family members, come and live here. To live here and not permanently, that is, you do not have a requirement to be in Dubai all the time. Let me remind you that the dirham is pegged to the dollar. It has not changed for more than 25 years. The rate of the dirham dollar is 3.65. It has not changed for a very, very long time. Therefore, this understandable predictability and income in hard currency is one of the main reasons for many investors in general why they invest here. If we were talking about new buildings, then there is, of course, a large yield. I have already told you behind the scenes there was an example when a person bought real estate in the Idris GBR project in November 2021, which is located opposite the Ferris wheel, the tallest in the world, let me remind you, for 4.5 million dirhams. Now he is being offered 8.5 million dirhams for the same property. That is, he earned $1 million in 4 months. There are such stories too.
You can find the contacts of a reliable broker for whom I personally vouch in the description under this video. So we have already understood the main advantages of investing in Dubai real estate. We talked about the approximate prices from which the entrance begins. $120,000 to $130,000 as studios. From $150,000 to $170,000 you can find apartments with 1 bedroom. Somewhere for $200,000 you can get with 2 bedrooms, but it is important to understand that this price range is old on housing under construction and not on the first line. For this price, you can pick up a good developed area like GVC, Al Jadaf, Arjan, MBR. Here the objects will also be great to rent. And yes, especially for the most cunning, for $150,000 near the metro station, a Dubai marina, and a skyscraper on the 50th floor, and installments for 10 years, there are no such offers and such prices. If you see such an offer, it is either the amount of the initial payment of 10 to 20% or an error or an unscrupulous seller. There is almost no new construction in the Dubai Marina area, beloved by many. This is a secondary market where the amounts start from 1.5 million dirhams for 1-bedroom apartments. In the same price range, you can see a new building in the popular business district of Business Bay near Burj Khalifa. These prices are what you need to focus on if you want to buy a house in a developed area with a functioning metro. By the way, on my channel, there is a room tour on Business Bay, a good example of how a studio apartment is rented in Dubai for $3,000 per month.
After all, if we're talking about luxury apartments, villas, it's still a lifestyle. This is usually such an emotional purchase, which people of a certain income can afford. If we're talking about investors and tourists for whom these investors rent their apartments, then this is still a cheaper segment. This is segment from $300 and above $1,000.
If you decide to invest in real estate in Dubai, the main thing you need to decide is the purpose of the object. This is a villa for personal recreation, apartments for permanent residence, apartments for short-term rent to tourists or long-term expats, of which 90% are in Dubai, and they also need to live somewhere. That's why there is no need to be afraid of residential areas. Both sides of a long-term lease here are well protected by the state. The most profitable thing for tenants is to conclude a contract for a year and deposit the entire amount in advance at once or in several payments.
The average studio now costs about $12,000 to $15,000. Single apartments cost approximately from $18,000 to $20,000 a year. For $35,000, you can already rent a townhouse, for example, for yourself. These are houses that have one wall, they're next to pressed doors and entrance.
I will definitely make a separate video on the districts of Dubai, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel so as not to get lost. As soon as it is ready, I will leave a link here and in the description. And in short, by districts, experts recommend taking a closer look at GVC, MBR, Business Bay, Al Jadaf. In Dubai Hills and on the famous Palm, For more discerning clients, you can also find projects with a non-exorbitant entry threshold and excellent income prospects.
And in general, this is a country of opportunities. They want to make the Arab Emirates a home for all expats. They have a plan to make the city the best city in the world. They're going for it, and they're doing everything possible to ensure that all the talents of all creatives, smart people there, people of science, people of art are attracted here. Yes, there is of course a minus in the weather, which they're also trying to think how to solve. And at a fairly serious level, we have, for example, such a thing as artificial clouds, seed clouding. Seed clouding is called, that is, when artificial rains are made, artificial clouds are made, and they try to regulate the temperature.
To summarize, the ambitions of the Emirates leadership to become a city of the future and a new global financial center are inspiring, and the fact that the words of the rulers of the Al Maktoum dynasty do not differ from the deeds inspires confidence. They have already entered the metaverse. They have become the world price of cryptocurrencies. Something is missing. Like the moon? Most recently, a construction project was announced. Yes, you heard right. An Earth satellite on Dubai land. And this is just the beginning. This is the secret of Dubai. Investors, the richest people from all over the world, are investing in the desert because they want to enter this ship of the future. They see this frenzied development, these ambitions, and the wild desire of former pearl fishermen to declare themselves to the whole world, not with words, but with deeds. And they do it. Thank you for your likes. I'm always pleased to make original, informative content for you. Well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. New videos coming soon. Goodbye!